Bitcoin has been dropping heavily this week and we tapped into the regions of 94K. Ethereum almost hit 3K. The market has been moving to the downside. People are fearful. We're in extreme fear right now. And people are concerned and people are saying that we are now in a bear market. In this video, what I'm going to be describing and showing to you is the downside risk that we have in the crypto market. Now, the more I analyze the charts, the more I actually can see a high probability of us moving to the downside to have that one final liquidation event. Now, again, this is your downside risk. In an ideal situation, we don't want to see this happening. Now, on the total market cap chart, what we can see firstly is we haven't yet tapped into our OTE level. So that's within the regions of around 3 trillion to 2.73 trillion. The second thing that I've noticed is we haven't yet tapped into our discount side of the dealing range, which is this green area down here. Now, of course, if we use this dealing range from this swing low to this swing high, we have tapped into it, but I'm going off the basis of this overall swing to the upside. Now, we have room to go lower. And like I said to you, I'm looking within the regions of 3 trillion to 2.73 trillion. Now, the question is this move going to be driven by BTC or would it be BTC and the alts? And I'll show you exactly what I'm looking at in a second on the alts and BTC. So on the weekly time frame, what we can see is we have a market maker sell model in play currently right now. Here we have our original consolidation. Here is the buy side of the curve. And then we have the sell side of the curve, which is down here. We are still pretty far away from taking out the original consolidation and for a full completion of this move to the downside. So like I say, we have room to go lower. On the weekly time frame, what we can also see is we have an order block resting below down here. We have this sell side liquidity resting below down here, and we also have a fair value gap down here as well. Now, although we've taken out these liquidity areas, this huge wick to the downside, ideally what I want to see is a close above, at least a close above this level here, which is 3.22 trillion on the weekly time frame. Now, if we do get a close above, it's a positive sign for us to say price is likely going to go to the upside. However, we may get that one sweep to the downside on the weekly first. It looks a bit more clearer on the daily. So on the daily, what we can see is we've been having break of market structure, price moves to the downside. Break of market structure, price moves to the downside. And we ideally what we want to see is price come back into this level here, 3.22 to the upside. And what we may get is price comes in to a key region, it's a fair value gap down here, and we go low one more time, up, low, and we get this move. And then what we want to see is a strong bullish engulfing move to the upside. Break of market structure. This then confirms price has hit an area where we are now reversing. So what we want to see is something similar to this, an engulfing candle, and then we get the move to the downside. Something similar to this engulfing candle, then we get the move to the upside. So this is your downside risk on the total market cap chart. Now on BTC, things are looking slightly different and we have a slight discrepancy. So firstly, we've already tapped into our OTE level, 61.8 on the monthly time frame. Okay, that's our first sign that there's a possibility that BTC may pull back a bit more higher compared to the total market cap, or it could mean that the move down on the total market cap could be driven by the alts and Ethereum specifically. Now, also one other thing is we have tapped into our discount side of the dealing range. However, if we look at this dealing range from this swing low to this swing high, we have room to go lower. Therefore, there is a possibility, like I say to you, that price can come down into our OTE level of 78.6. Now, just removing this and looking at it on the weekly time frame, what we can see is we've got a fair value gap on the weekly time frame down here, which we haven't yet tapped into. So I'm looking within the regions of, let's call it 92K to 85K. I know that sounds concerning, but see this as an opportunity for us to buy at very, very cheap prices. Now, the game down here is being patient and don't get struck by what's been shown on social media. Whatever people are reading on social media right now, where people are saying we're in a bearish market, will make you more concerned. We are not yet in a bearish market. Ideally, what we want to see to confirm we're in a bearish market is a break of market structure on the monthly time frame, a close below this level, a close below 74K. I can't see that happening. I cannot see that happening right now. Now on the weekly time frame, just to finalize a couple of other things, the discrepancy that I can see down here is we've got this market maker sell model where the original consolidation is down here. Here's your buy side of the curve. This is your sell side of the curve. This is your original consolidation, and we've completed this market maker sell model. Now, just going back onto the total market cap chart, we can see there is not a completion yet. We've got the buy side and the sell side, but we haven't completed this yet. Therefore, there is a slight discrepancy between the two. Therefore, there's a possibility that we could see the alts take a bigger hit to the downside. And of course, we will see BTC drop if we do get the move to the downside, but maybe not as heavily as the alts. Now, given that we've had this completion of the market maker sell model down here on the weekly time frame, I want to show you on the daily time frame what I'm looking at. So similarly, what we can see is break of market structure, move down. So if we continue doing this, I want to see the bullish engulfing candle. So similarly to what we have down here, down here, down here, I want to see that to the upside to confirm that we have changed our state of delivery and there's a possibility for us to move to the upside. So that's it on BTC. Watch out of the regions between 92K to 85K. Again, I'm telling you this because this is your downside risk targets that we're looking at. In an ideal situation, we do not want to see this happening. But based on what I've analyzed in the markets, there is room to go lower. Now, last but not least on Ethereum, on the monthly time frame, we have a lot more room to go lower on Ethereum. We have room to go to at least 2.7K to 2.1K, but there's a possibility that we won't reach deeper into this region. Now, my main drawn liquidity is around these regions because a lot of confluences are adding up around here. So we can see on the monthly time frame, we've got the dealing range from this low to this high. So if I put on this dealing range, we've just struck the discount side of this dealing range and we are likely going to close above. So that's your first sign that we may get pullback first and the drive down and then overall move to the upside. The second thing that we look at if you've gone the weekly time frame is we still have this sell side liquidity we haven't yet tapped into. So if the weekly does close above down here, we may get next week's move to the downside, taking out the sell side liquidity, aggressive, strong, aggressive move to the downside, strong, aggressive move back to the upside. That's what I want to see. And that's what we normally see when we have moves like this. Now, we also have some key areas. So we've got an order block down here. We've got fair value gaps resting below down here, which we haven't mitigated yet. So there is room to the downside on Ethereum. But the main game, the game plan is to stay patient and not be scared by what you're reading on social media. We are still in a bull market. I am still very, very bullish. And if we get this move to the downside, it's only going to confirm my move to the upside even more. You just need to be patient and be prepared when we get the move to the downside, if we get that move. Now, if there's anything that changes, I will keep you guys updated. Turn on your notification bell as I give you live updates on any positions that I take, but also any changes that happen in the market. Now, if you like these types of videos, I trade crypto using the ICT strategy. So hit that subscribe button, share, like, and comment, and I'll see you in the next video.